With Musk joining the league could either step up or risk losing one of its biggest stars. The league has been around since 1996 and, despite its devoted fan base, has always struggled to receive the same kind of attention and investment as men's sports. There is already discussion of players opting out of their existing collective bargaining agreement when it ends in 2025 because they are dissatisfied with the pay, and this endorsement contract further highlights the possibility that the WNBA is not doing enough to keep its players happy. Imagine this: Clark walks away from the WNBA after the contract, setting a precedent for other players to follow. What would that imply for the league? Could it exist without its best players, or would it collapse under the weight of Gap and Musk's offer? Demand that the WNBA finally implement the measures required to maintain player satisfaction. The WNBA is facing problems that extend beyond salary. Players have been complaining about everything from travel restrictions to the league's lack of marketing for years. Musk's offer has made it clear that these players are valuable, and if the WNBA doesn't start treating them like the stars they are, they might look for other opportunities. But let's not forget what's at stake for Caitlin Clark, who is at the top of her game and could be set up for life. She has worked hard to get to this point, breaking records and becoming well known on the court, but now she must make a decision that could define the rest of her career. Will she remain faithful to the WNBA and continue to fight for change within the system, or will she accept the $10 million step into the world of endorsements and leave the WNBA behind? It's not an easy decision, but it could have significant implications for the future of women's basketball. People are also wondering what Musk's ultimate goal is in this situation. Is he hoping to upend the sports industry like he has done with space and tech automobiles, or is this just a calculated business move to connect himself with a rising star? Caitlin Clark has a $10 million endorsement deal on the table, a career on the rise, and a decision that could upend women's basketball for years to come. However, the big question is still how this will affect the WNBA and what it means for the league's and its players' future. In any case, Clark's decision to enter the women's basketball scene is making waves, and the WNBA has no choice but to pay attention. We left off talking about how Musk's endorsement could spark a new era in women's sports, but let's get into the real implications here. The WNBA has always faced an uphill battle in terms of attention and investment. While players like Clark are bringing the spotlight to the league, the reality is that the WNBA still operates on a fraction of the budget compared to the NBA, and that's a huge problem when it comes to retaining top talent. Imagine this: Caitlin Clark, one of the biggest names in the WNBA, leaves to pursue bigger opportunities outside the league. What kind of message does that send to other players? It's not just about Clark's decision, it's about the ripple effect it could have throughout the entire league. Other top players might start looking for their own opportunities, especially if the WNBA can't keep up with the kind of money that tech giants like Musk are offering. This could lead to a talent drain where the WNBA loses its biggest stars to outside endorsements, or even to other leagues. And let's be honest, if Clark leaves, it's going to be a huge blow to the league's credibility. She is a game changer, not just any player. Losing an athlete who attracts fans, viewers, and sponsors would compel the WNBA to reconsider its operations and player compensation. But what if this goes beyond Caitlin Clark? What if this is the start of a bigger trend where large corporations and tech entrepreneurs decide to spend more in women's sports?